That's for 2 years already. It's been 2 days. Sure. In here. It's just really, really quiet. I think I'm live. I'm live. Okay. Right. Twitch. Alright. Yeah. Good to go. Hello everybody, we're back for part 2, probably the final part of Rampage. And what is up with my headphones? Alright, it's very, very quiet. And of course I'm already dying because I stopped in the middle to do that. You notice the title card for this stage says I've been I'm on like what 23 or something like that. I've been playing this a decent amount. Since I'm playing with George now, you can see I did start over because if you don't have autosave on, then it won't save it for you. It won't give you the option. It won't give you anything like that. It's really, really frustrating. Because I'd like to just put my progress back to where it was. And I found out especially considering this, I found out the number of levels that are in this game, and it's in total there are 131 levels, which is a lot. And it goes to what I was saying before about how, like, yes, this is a good arcade game, but it only does so well in translating to the home consoles because it's 131 levels. There's a lot of content, or it seems like there's a lot of content, but it's the same thing over and over. So most of the excitement comes from the fact that you can do the same thing over and over again. And not... Alright. It's so quiet, but I feel like if I turn it up, it's gonna be so loud. And it's gonna drown me out. Or is it? I don't know. Sure. If that's too loud, then... I don't know. This is just the... mash the B button while having a pointed down level, the bonus level. So yeah, I've played this game. I've probably played this game for like, it feels like just under 2 hours because of the no save thing. I basically just started over. I tried to put it back to. Yeah, I think the audio is just, it's the game. It's not. It has nothing to do with the headphones or anything. It's just the audio in this game is weird. It feels like it's far away. I don't know if that's coming through, as far as the stream goes, or as far as this goes on YouTube. But it feels like the audio is very, very distant. Let me check OBS real quick. See what the. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's actually like when you put it in OBS, it seems like it's really loud. I don't know what the deal is with this then. Like, let's see. I can see when my mic picks shit up. I don't know, it's fucking weird. Everything about this game is a little bit weird. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's going correctly. Whatever. Anyway, I just lit that whole building on fire. So I found out some things about the level progression. That there's the 131 levels, which is a lot. And what I found out basically about the progression though is that it only sort of like builds to a finale or to a crescendo when you like the last couple levels are like on the moon. You only get there when you've gone to the cities that have Scum Labs facilities in them. And if I happen to realize I'm destroying one because I'm, you know, half the time when you're just doing the building destruction and stuff, you just check out a little bit. Can I get points for this balloon, for God's sake? But yeah, the Scum Labs facilities is how you actually like get your sense of real progression. Because you have to. That's the whole story. Is that you're getting revenge on the chemical company, the organization that caused you to become this big, terrifying monster. And so you destroy all the facilities that they have all over the world, and then you get to go to their facility, their secret moon base, basically, and destroy that. That's your progression. You don't get to go there until you've destroyed all the places on Earth. And depending on how you sort of progress through, because you can change your route, those flags, the flags that kind of like spin around, that basically determines that you're going to change course and go to another country. You can also, when you start off in Peoria, there's a billboard, I guess, that you can hit a bunch of times to determine like what heading you're gonna take. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff that like this game really has the feeling that like you play it being sort of checked out, or at least checked out by the time you've reached the 30th level or something like that. All right, so I just grabbed that flag. It didn't actually give me. There it is. There's a World Tour thing. So I think the second. I think it means we're heading to Canada, because I think that's the second country flag that comes up when you hit that thing. I'm really gonna have to check the. Really gonna have to check the volume levels before I send this out. But chances are I'm just gonna end up being fine with it anyway. Obviously, I've also titled this video. One video where I was Lizzie and one video where I'm George, but the differences between those characters are so minimal. There's not really a reason for me to feel like I have to play all three characters except for visual stimulation. I would absolutely do that, or try to do that, if you could finish the game in a reasonable amount of time. Whereas it basically takes like 4 to 5 hours of doing this over and over and over and over again, which is why I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna finish this damn game. It's not a game that's necessarily intended to be finished, but there is an ending. And of course, you can all imagine that this game's probably a lot. It's more fun with more people, because you get the feeling that you're all working together at this destruction, carnage. It's also like I mentioned probably a bunch of times. It's more fun when you're standing in front of an arcade cabinet, trying to go for as long as you can. It's funny. This is actually one of the few machines that I remember at any point being at a mini golf place near me that closed down years ago. At this point, it was called Funland. It had a very bland name, but they had a little bit of everything. I think I had one of my birthdays there. Death Breath, yay! So I think I had one of my birthdays at Funland, and they probably changed the couple games they had in the little arcade unit. They had an arcade unit. It was probably 10 games in there at any given time. But they had good games, and they did have different ones at different times. And an air hockey table. The thing that always stands out to me, first of all, Funland was the only mini golf place I've ever been to that had the sort of the traditional idea that you have when you picture mini golf, where it has like these goofy obstacles with like, not as maybe there was a clown. But you know how like you picture mini golf and you see a windmill and you see a fun house and you see things that you put underneath and you put around them and stuff like that. It is the only mini golf place I've ever been to in my entire life, save for one that's kind of in the middle, that actually had that kind of mini golf. I remember there was like a witch, and so it's like most mini golf places that I've been to could just be replaced with, could pass for just work on your putting here. But mini golf is supposed to be more interesting than that because it's supposed to appeal to kids. The witch had like literally like a little quarter pipe right in front of her, and you had to shoot the ball so that it would go up and then go underneath the witch into one of the little trails. Which some go towards a hole and some don't. So that's a little bit about my childhood growing up. And the point you can probably imagine I was getting to was that this is one of the games that they had in the arcade for a good period of time, I think. And like I said, I can remember playing this game, standing in front of this arcade machine at Funland, not even 5 minutes from my house, actually. Nice. White coat, white and black shoes and coats and hats, and the boy's a time bomb. He was a time bomb. So yeah, one of the other things they had, I distinctly remember Rampage World Tour. They had an air hockey table that we used to play all the time when we went there. And one of the few other things that they had that I distinctly remember, because I have this game now because it's a great game, is it was the only time I've ever seen any place having a 2-on-2 open ice challenge machine. The precursor to Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey. I fucking hate these robots. As much as I hate the tanks, I hate the robots even more. However, let's see. They keep fucking backing away from you, and they take out like your entire health bar, pretty much. But if there's a robot nearby, that might actually mean something. In that there might be a Scum Labs facility nearby, which is also this spaceship that I hate too. Nope. No Scum Labs facilities in Dublin. I was thinking about this Funland story last time, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna have to say next time. So that was new. The birthday cake had so many candles on it. When I punched it, I didn't even eat it. It set the whole building on fire. Great. Yeah, I was thinking about the Funland story because I didn't want to waste it on the last stream when I was getting into things, but I figured there might be a lot of dead air here, so I saved it. And the funniest thing about the Funland story is that it's still there. Nobody ever bought up that space, and the entire mini golf place, they had batting cages and go-kart track too. That was the other things they had. Whole thing's still there. It's completely overgrown, but absolutely untouched. And there's a Domino's, and well, actually, it's there's a couple places literally in the lot directly next to it, including a Domino's and a Subway that I've gone to a couple times recently, and you kind of like you have to go walk over there a little bit just so you can look in through the fence and see. I mean, you can't see really anything because it's so overgrown and everything, but I don't know, just I get this feeling like that playing Rampage on the N64 by myself for other people to watch is not even that different from the whole Funland thing, because it's this like little something from your childhood that you did think was great, but you didn't actually like. It's not. I haven't had this ruined for me because I kind of knew going into it that it requires the right setting. So I'm not like disappointed in this. I knew what I was in for, but it is sort of like the realization that something from your childhood is a little bit like it's staying there. The particular things that you enjoyed about it are not coming with you, because it's hard to recreate it. I believe actually that Pinball Wizard, which closed recently and made me very sad. Pinball Wizard is an arcade near me as well, closer to the store than it is to my house. But I've been there plenty of times at this point because I loved Pinball Wizard. I believe that they had a Rampage machine, but I don't know if I ever really played it when I went there, because it's one of those things like when like I knew it was an N64 game. I had it. Was there a Scum Labs facility there just now? Did I completely miss it turning into Vern? Oh, that was Vern, by the way. Wrapped up in my fucking story about places that are gone now. Yeah, the game kind of conditions you to think that anything with like the toxic waste stuff is going to be bad, but it turns out if you eat the purple toxic waste, which I think is usually near the Scum Labs facilities, you turn into Vern for the rest of the level. It's fucking radioactive. The last two letters are radioactive nemesis. I can't remember what the first two mean. But I believe it's actually supposed to be the monster version of that guy in the Scum Labs. The Scum Labs CEO, Eustace Demonic, whatever his name is. I think that's his name. I was saying I never played this game at Pinball Wizard when I went there because I knew like I had very specific things that I would not play because I would have them at home. And I know that, like I've been saying the whole time, it's a different setting. But even then, like, I don't want to play the games. I don't want to play a lot of the 80s games, just unless, just for the novelty of playing them on a cabinet. Like, I only played Pac-Man in there because they had a very unique Pac-Man cabinet. I know I played Pac-Man on the Battle Royale cocktail table cabinet, but I don't think I think they had that version, which is like the Battle Royale version, which is really new, and they had a really, really, really small upright cabinet. So I played Pac-Man on that, but for the most part, I don't have that much interest in going to an arcade to play Pac-Man, especially because not only is it on, everything. It's just one of those things that like Namco keeps including it. Like I want to assume that the original 80s version of Rampage is included on Total Destruction, just to have it there, because they can. But it becomes like a selling point at that point. Pac-Man is the same way, but there's a million more Pac-Man games or Namco games to feature Pac-Man. It's like it just keeps going, Fuck that sign. So realistically, I would have like 100 more levels to play, which is just, it's too much. It really is sometimes. I was actually wondering before I started this. I just grabbed the fucking nuclear, the radioactive symbol because I'm too fucking stupid. One thing I was wondering is if I would actually end up having a set amount of lives and therefore would have to sort of care more about my performance and have the idea of like, wow, you'd have to be really good to make it to the end and not just, you'd have to be actually good at the game, not just stubborn and willing to continue playing it by yourself. So I was wondering about that. You can just go, you can just keep going the whole time. So, you know, there's no like, but there's no barometer for how good you actually are at the game. Even by score, you get a high score just by continuing, which is not even that much unlike the arcade version where you get a high score just by continuing, but you have to actually keep paying for it, and you can choose to stop at any time. Ducky. He stopped. That was fun. That was like one thing I hadn't really even seen before, so I was excited to see a new item. I think I'm gonna call it on the stream after like the next like bonus level, whatever I might get, because I think the point's being made at this stage. That's Dallas. Okay. Is that a calculator? I don't even know what that is. I have no idea if that's even negative, because it's tough to... Ooh, there's a fucking birthday cake. It's tough to watch your health bar. The only thing I know about the health bar is that it's very frustrating. It's very arcadey, to put it a different way. A slightly more accurate way. It's very arcadey in the way that the items and the enemies are balanced. For example, the thing that you eat the most of in this game, you can probably tell, is people. They're everywhere, and you know they're in the buildings, they're on the ground, they're shooting at you, they're flying through the air on fucking jetpacks, and out of your reach where you can't actually get to them, and being one of the most annoying people in this game. They're all over the place, and you know the game tells you to eat them. Eat as many of them as you can, honestly, because they're worth points and they give you health. But they give you the most minuscule amount of health you can imagine. It's like, I don't know if they give you points, if they give you health for it if you eat them while they're after they go splat. You can still eat them after they go splat, and they're wow. The fucking phone booth, and oh god damn it. But yeah, even when you eat, like, the only time that the amount of health you get back from eating people seems really worth it is if you uncover a tourist trap and you literally eat 10 people in 3 scoops. And at that point, you know, you're getting a quarter, maybe, of your health bar back, maybe a third. But compare that to the amount of damage that everything does to you, and it just seems... It's one of the most uphill battles I can imagine. I keep trying to, like, eyeball my my health bar when I go to eat a person, but it's all very... I'll give it this, it's all very fluid. Wow, it gave me like that much, you see? It never feels like enough, and even when you eat food, the food is a lot more few and far between, and that's kind of the idea. That's how they balance it, but I think it's a little bit cheap. Please let there be a Datadyne, Jesus. Scum Labs facility in here. And then I'll probably get a bonus level afterwards. Hey, let's see this. Where do we want to go? Germany. Springtime for Georgie und Germany. Crusty jugglers. Yeah, just eat 10 people and get almost nothing out of it. A couple points. So what? And he's dead. And I'm back. There's no stakes to this game when you play it at home. That's really the thing. More time. That hourglass is one of those non-food items that you should be eating. It gives you time. Fucking Christ knows we could use that. Nope, no scum labs. Got a twisted metal bonus. Oh, okay, bonus level because we're going on because we're going to a different country. So the thing about this is kind of like the non. That's kind of like the non frustrating version of the Battletoads bike levels. Because you basically have no time to avoid the one bad thing in the air, especially because you can barely even tell that it's bad. But yeah, that's that. That's Rampage. You know, for what it goes for now, I don't really recommend getting it. Because you can get it on like Midway Arcade Treasures 2, get a lot of other things, and feel like you've gotten a really good deal because, oh my god, it has Rampage World Tour in it. Stuff like that. The N64 version of this is not the way to go. Because it doesn't really use the N64 in any certain way that makes it worth it. You don't get anything extra. You just, you just have this. You get a menu out of it, and you don't get anything really remotely noteworthy. So get it on an arcade compilation. You don't have to get it on this, but it's a fun game that you don't want to feel like you only spent your money on this one game, and it's more fun with other people. Next time. Oh boy. Fucking. One of my audio cables came out. That's what it was. Shit, I'm sorry. Unbelievable. Nothing special went on with the whole thing. It just came out. It's 1080. 1080 snowboarding next time. I'm actually not. I want to say I'm looking forward to it. I'm really not. Because I've always sucked at it. Anytime I've ever tried 1080, I've been fucking terrible at it. Hey, you hear that? That's the sound of the audio actually being, not at 50%. The thing about my capture device is that it's either my capture device or the cables, but they don't ever seem like they're really firmly in there. But I've never actually had that happen before. 1080. 1080 next time. We'll see me fall on my ass a bunch of times, and maybe get used to it, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But thank you for watching. I'm sorry about the audio. That was weird. Never happened before. But now it's another thing I have to check every single time I go to stream because it happened one time. Goodbye.